Love is everything. It shapes our choices, fuels our dreams, and carries us through the hardest times. For some, love is about family, a spouse, or children. For others, it may be about a passion or a calling. For George Strait, the love for music and family intertwined in ways that shaped every part of his life. While millions of fans sang along to his songs, from Amarillo by Morning to Troubadour and Check Yes or No, very few truly knew the life he lived behind the music. Behind the smiles, the #1 hits, and the sold-out stadiums, George carried burdens so heavy that they might have broken anyone else. Yet through loss, heartbreak, and hardship, he remained a steadfast presence in country music and in the hearts of his family. Ranch roots. George Harvey Strait was born on May 18, 1952 in Poteet, Texas, a small town with wide-open skies and a strong sense of community. He spent his childhood on his father's 2,000-acre cattle ranch in Big Wells, alongside his older brother John Buddy Strait Jr. There, life was simple yet demanding, feeding cattle, mending fences, riding horses through the open fields. The ranch instilled in George lessons about hard work, responsibility, and perseverance, lessons that would stay with him long after he left those fields behind. In 1961, when George was in 4th grade, his life shifted when his parents divorced. His mother moved away, leaving George and Buddy largely in the care of their father, John Byron Strait Sr., a high school math teacher and ranch manager who balanced strictness with deep love. Despite the challenges, George learned resilience and self-reliance, skills that would prove vital in his adult life. A quiet love for music. Music entered George's life quietly, like a soft breeze through the Texas fields. In high school, he and Buddy formed a small rock and roll band, performing at local gatherings and parties. Their music was simple and rough, but it sparked something in George, a realization that performing brought joy, connection, and a sense of purpose that hard labor alone could not. The ranch taught him discipline and endurance, while music whispered of a wider world waiting beyond the fences. Even then, George knew that the melodies and stories of songs would one day shape his destiny in ways he could not yet imagine. Early love and duty. While the open fields shaped his youth, adulthood introduced George to new responsibilities and new love. In high school, he met Norma Voss, a bright and spirited young woman with a kind heart. Their bond grew quickly, deep and unwavering, leading them to elope in 1971 to Mexico. On December 4th, 1971, George and Norma married, beginning a partnership that would endure fame, tragedy, and everything life threw their way. Soon after, George faced another kind of duty. He enlisted in the United States Army as an engineering clerk, serving from 1971 to 1975 at Schofield Barracks in Hawaii, far from the ranch that had been his childhood home. While stationed there, George and Norma welcomed their first child, Jennifer Lynn, in 1972. Becoming a father added new weight and purpose to his life, and he embraced it fully. Music in the Army. It was in Hawaii that George discovered the music that would ultimately define him. He joined an Army-sponsored country band called Rambling Country, performing for fellow soldiers and experiencing the thrill of connecting with an audience through song. These performances revealed a truth he could not ignore. Music was not just a hobby, it was his calling. The melodies, the lyrics, the stories, they spoke to something deep within him, a yearning to create and share ways that ranch life alone could not. When his service ended in 1975, George returned to Texas, carrying with him both a family and a dream that refused to fade. Balancing music and life. Back in Texas, George enrolled at Texas State University to study agriculture while simultaneously performing with his band, the Ace and the Hole Band, at local venues. He spent days in classes and nights performing, navigating the tension between practicality and passion. Trips to Nashville, brought a mix of hope and disappointment as record executives dismissed his traditional honky-tonk style as outdated. By 1979, George wrestled with doubt, feeling the pressure of long nights, money worries, and repeated rejection. Yet Norma's unwavering support reminded him that his talent and heart mattered. Her encouragement convinced him to try one last time, and that attempt changed everything. The breakthrough. In 1981, through a connection with a club owner, George met Tony Brown at MCA Records. Brown recognized his talent, signed him, and George's debut single, Unwound, soared to number 6 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart. That same year, he and Norma welcomed their son, George Bubba Strait III, into their lives, bringing joy and stability amidst the whirlwind of rising fame. The future seemed full of promise, but life had profound tests in store, tests that would challenge him as a man, a father, and a husband. The heartbreaking tragedy. By 1986, George Strait had reached heights most artists only dream of. His music dominated the charts, his family grew, and life seemed full of promise. Then, on June 25th, tragedy struck. His 13-year-old daughter, Jennifer Lynn, died in a single-vehicle accident near San Marcos, Texas. The news devastated George and Norma, shattering their world. Friends described George's grief as profound and lifelong, a weight he would quietly carry through performances, interviews, and the quiet moments at home. Music, which had once brought solace, could not fully fill the emptiness left by such a loss. Yet slowly, George learned to channel his pain into his art, allowing the stage to become a space where his heart could speak, even if the words never left his lips. Through it all, Norma remained his anchor, steadfast and loving, helping him navigate grief with courage and resilience. The loss of family. Even as the years passed, life continued to test George's resilience. In April 2009, his older brother Buddy, the childhood companion who had shared ranch work and youthful adventures, passed away at the age of 58. The loss was profound, a reminder that time spares no one. Just months later, in January 2010, his mother Doris died after a long illness, leaving another void in his life. Then, in June 2013, George's father, John Byron Strait Sr., passed away at 91, taking with him the last living anchor of George's upbringing. Each loss struck deeply, shaping the man behind the music. The grief was immense, yet George carried on, leaning on Norma, his son Bubba, and the life he had worked so hard to build. Despite the absence of these loved ones, he remained quietly resilient, allowing his music to speak for him in ways words could not. Silent endurance. Through decades of touring, recording, and performing, George Strait maintained a remarkable balance of fame and privacy. The world saw the king of country, yet few understood the depth of his endurance and the personal losses he had navigated. He endured silently, allowing his music to become a vessel for emotions he could not express elsewhere. Even at the height of his career, the shadows of loss lingered. Yet George never let them define him publicly. Instead, he used them to deepen his art, enriching every song with authenticity and heart. A lasting legacy. George Strait's story is not just about fame or record-breaking achievements. It is about a man who remained true to himself, loved his family deeply, and faced life's hardships with quiet dignity. Over more than 4 decades, he became a symbol of traditional country music, reviving the genre when pop influences threatened to overshadow it. His career is unparalleled. 60 number 1 singles, a top 10 hit almost every year for more than 30 years, over 70 million albums sold in the United States alone, multiple CMA and ACM Entertainer of the Year awards, and induction into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2006. His music resonates across generations because it is rooted in honesty, heart, and experience, and his influence extends far beyond charts and awards. Giving back. Even in the midst of fame, George never lost sight of the importance of giving back. Through the Jennifer Lynn Strait Foundation, he honors his daughter's memory by supporting children's causes across Texas, ensuring that her legacy continues to inspire and help others. This dedication to family, both immediate and extended, reflects the values instilled in him during his ranch upbringing, a belief in responsibility, compassion, and service. His life demonstrates that even amidst personal tragedy, one can find ways to create meaning, help others, and leave a positive impact on the world. Triumph on the stage. George Strait's connection with fans never waned, even as he stepped back from the constant grind of touring. In 2024, more than 110,000 people gathered at Kyle Field in Texas for a single performance, setting a U.S. record and highlighting his enduring popularity. That same year, his 31st album, Cowboys and Dreamers, proved that even after decades in the industry, he could still connect authentically with audiences. In December 2025, the Kennedy Center Honors recognized a lifetime dedicated to artistry, dedication, and heart, celebrating not just his music but the life and values he brought to it. The man behind the music. George Strait's story is a testament to perseverance, love, and authenticity. He reminds us that fame and talent do not shield us from loss or grief, and that strength often manifests as quiet endurance rather than public spectacle. He has remained a devoted husband, a loving father, and a man who honors the past while embracing the present. His life demonstrates that success is not only measured in awards or records, but in the ability to love deeply, endure hardship with grace, and touch the lives of countless others through one's work. Reflection and inspiration. Even as he enjoys a quieter life today, George Strait continues to inspire through his music, his choices, and his resilience. Fans return to his songs not only for the melodies, but for the honesty that permeates them, the experiences of joy, heartache, and love that every listener can feel. His story teaches that life will inevitably bring pain and loss, but it also brings opportunity, connection, and meaning. By staying true to oneself and prioritizing what matters most, it is possible to build a legacy that endures far beyond any single achievement. A life well lived. George Strait's journey, from the open fields of Texas to the stages of the world, reflects the power of love, resilience, and authenticity. His music, family, and commitment to others define a life well lived. The trials he faced, from personal loss to the pressures of fame, never diminished the humanity, humility, and generosity that shaped him. Instead, they added depth to his artistry, forging a connection between his life experiences and the songs that continue to resonate with millions. A question for fans. As we reflect on George Strait's life, it's clear that his music is only part of what makes him remarkable. Beyond the awards, the records, and the fame, there is the story of a man who loved fiercely, endured quietly, and gave generously. His music will continue to play for generations, reminding us of the values he lived by and the heart he shared. And perhaps the question we can ask ourselves is this: what is the one thing you admire most about George Strait besides his music? His resilience, his devotion to family, his ability to turn grief into art. It's a story that invites reflection, appreciation, and gratitude for a life lived with authenticity and love.